Yo, it's no secret that the Hawas fragrance line makes a ton of different flankers. They've got all kinds, man. But which is the right one? Well, we're going to talk about that right after this, man. Let's go. How's everybody doing? My name's Derek and you're watching Decant My Mind on the Fragrance Decant Boutique YouTube channel. All right, so today we're talking about the line of Hawas. You've got 5 fragrances in the line so far. Are they coming out with more? I don't know. I haven't discovered anything yet, but here's the thing, right? So I've got the whole line here and I purposefully went out of my way to make sure that I purchased all of these so that I could do this video just for you guys. Because honestly, this line has always sort of intrigued me. A lot of people hype this thing, say, oh, these are amazing fragrances. And I've sort of always, like, you know, not stayed away from it, but to me, it felt more like a teenager, young folks kind of vibe. And it wasn't something that I was really super interested in until I got my hands on these fragrances. And I gotta tell you, I was really impressed. We're gonna go through the whole line from the original all the way to the latest flanker, and we're gonna talk about them real quick. Maybe touch a little bit on, you know, the kind of scent profiles, see which one you might wanna go with, you know what I mean? And as always, you do not necessarily wanna go ahead and blind buy these bottles without testing them first. There's so many, so it's really important to find out which ones are gonna be right for you. Make sure to head over to decantboutique.com right here on the screen, where you guys can get samples of these bottles, try them out, test them, wear them for a little while, see how they do on your skin, and then go ahead and make an informed decision. But I'd go ahead and get you a decant because honestly, there's so many, man. It's confusing to find out which one's right. Hopefully this video helps steer you in that right direction. But once again, you're definitely going to want to check out Decant Boutique to make sure you guys can choose which one is exactly going to be right for you. All right, so let's talk about the original Hawas. So this is the OG Hawas, right? Now, a lot of people say that this smells like Invictus. I don't really get that. Now, I do understand the style of fragrance is in that sort of Invictus style, right? That sort of like overly sweet, you know, clubbing type DNA scent. But here's what I get with this one. I get this kind of like rich, really beautiful, luxurious plum accord. Here's the other thing that surprised me with this is how high-end these actually smell. I was not expecting this to smell as rich, as vibrant, and as effervescent as these do. As also, they sort of sparkle off my skin, which is amazing. These smell absolutely stunning. This one is a great one, in my opinion, out of this whole line. One of my top spring, summer fragrances. This is a really good one. I absolutely love this. This one also kind of leans more into the nighttime DNA just because of that fruity plum that sort of gives it like a nighttime vibe. So this one feels more, like I said, that nighttime style of fragrance. On to the next one, we've got Hawas Ice. Yo, and this thing, so what they did essentially, they kept the same aesthetic, but they've got this like gradient vibe going on. Of course, it says ice on here, and they've now replaced the top cap with a white cap, and it's pretty sexy, man. This bottle's gorgeous. All these bottles are pretty gorgeous, and they're heavy in the hand. They feel nice, heavy caps, click nicely into place. And these atomizers, man, check these out. Boom. That's pretty dope. So this one sticks to that original Hawas DNA. Now, the thing I noticed with this is it sort of freshens things up a bit, as well as sort of gives it a little bit more of a sweetness. Now, the original still is pretty sweet, but like I said, kind of goes in that deeper sort of plum vibe. With this one, you get this almost like different style of sweetness, almost like a tartness. You know what else this reminds me of is they came out with a fragrance pretty recently. There's a fragrance called Nitro Red, which feels like kind of like this vibe, okay? But where this one sort of goes in that fresh, sweet DNA, the Nitro Red goes in sort of like a watermelon vibe. But these sort of have that similar tart bite at the top that I kind of like. Now, this one is less aggressive than the Nitro fragrance, but I really like this. This is a great one. Once again, I think this one is more for like the spring, summer vibes, but this feels more of the daytime. So where this one's the daytime, the original Hawas is more the nighttime. But that's just my opinion. Once again, wear them anytime you want. No one's gonna, you know, judge you or anything. The next one is gonna be Hawas Black. And yo, this one is where they changed the game. So as far as the original two go, they sort of kept to that similar Hawas DNA. This is where they started throwing curveballs at you. Now this one leans completely different. This has no relation to the originals, okay? This one right here, yo. Also, this does not match the black aesthetic. I was kind of thinking this was gonna be like a dark, kind of like wintry vibe fragrance, and it's not that. Now, mind you, it does go sort of in that cold weather direction, but what this actually smells like, this one is sort of like that Hachivat mixed with Aventus Absolute. This kind of goes in that sort of like sweet pineapple, but also smoky, a little bit tart. Has an incredible, beautiful, invigorating green accord that I really, really like. Yo, this stuff slaps, man. It's so good. This is an excellent fragrance. A very good take on that DNA, in my opinion. For the value is amazing. But once again, you're going to want to try it before you buy it, because a lot of people are a little bit turned off on this style of DNA. So definitely try this thing out. It's a really great one, in my opinion. That's Hawas Black. Now, on to the next flanker that they released, which was last year, mind you. A lot of these kind of came out recently. There was a huge gap between when the original Hawas and Hawas Ice came out, between when they started releasing new flankers, and that sort of happened in the last year or two. So this was the Hawas Red flanker. This one, I still can't figure out where this DNA is coming from, but it's bomb, yo. So this one, I think this one actually goes back to that original Hawas DNA, but adds a bit of amber. And also, it's like I said, it's got that amber, it's got some really nice little bit of florals, as well as sort of this kind of like fresh vibe to it. This one seems more like a spring fall vibe, where, like I said, the original two were more on the summer end of things. This one feels more spring, fallish, you know what I mean? But it's a really nice one. This one feels more of the dressed up office type scent. You know, something you could wear to the office or to church, along those lines. This one feels more of the grown up, mature, sort of sexy, professional type person. And this one I really enjoy as well. That's Hawas Fire. All right, on to the last flanker. And this one, yeah, what is this? What does that look like? Gold bottle, says what? Elixir on it. What is that? What do you think this is, man? I don't know. Could it be something? I don't know. Jean Paul. I don't know. Anyway, so let's talk Elixir. So yeah, you're getting that Lamal Elixir vibe, you know what I mean? Here's the thing, when I sprayed this and I sprayed the original, I did a comparison actually of these two. I couldn't tell a difference, but I will tell you, in the opening, they're incredibly similar. In the dry down, they take a little bit of a change, but they don't super go like in super different directions. This one I find goes sort of on that, it's not as hyped minty as the original, but it sort of goes on along the lines of that sort of tobacco, honey dry down, more so than the original, where the original sort of keeps that mint throughout. Now, no doubt this has mint in the opening, but as it dries down, it sort of disappears, where in the original, that mint sticks around for quite a while, just kind of toned back. You're talking 8 to 10 hours solid, maybe even 12 hours, depending on the weather outside, maybe your hydration, your pH balances, things like that. So don't always expect that full 12-hour, 10-hour vibe, but you're definitely going to get a solid performance out of this. Great projection, really solid performance. This is a good one, but once again, did we really need another Elixir? I don't know. That's for you guys to decide, but out of all of them, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best. So, you know, if you haven't gotten the Elixir or, you know, a fragrance inspired by that, I think this is the way to go. I think this line is absolutely incredible. I think they have a lot of really great scents. The value is incredible as well. I really enjoy these fragrances, and I think you guys will too. But once again, definitely you're going to want to go out and try before you buy. So definitely head over to decantboutique.com and try that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Derek. I hope you guys had a great time on this video, and I hope you guys are doing well. I apologize, I haven't really been making videos a lot lately. I recently launched a podcast on the AFSOM channel, as well as we have a brand new channel called the Fragrant Mind Podcast YouTube channel. So definitely check us out over there. Also, you guys can stream the podcast on Spotify every day, except for Sunday at 9 a.m. And we also sort of do this makeshift live stream thing on YouTube and Facebook in the evenings. There's no sort of schedule because we're always counting on the guests to show up, and unfortunately we have to work on their schedule. But if you guys follow the channels, you'll be notified when that live stream is going to happen, and hopefully you guys can tune in for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, consider your mind decanted.